Welcome back to the videos. It's been a while. So, in today's video, re tlo bua ka the moving average. Um, if you watched the last video, it is what I said. Hore ana re keta ho tswela pele about support and resistance. Now, it would be quite worth to talk about the moving average. Moving average, ke part ya the tools tse teng in the forex markets or platform and this is tradingview.com. So we have a moving average as an indicator. Now, what are indicators? Ke the tools tse go thusang to try to find forex signals sometimes without looking at the candlesticks or the overall movement on the market, because some people they take their trades kind of going based on indicators. So these indicators diba on the charts. You see we have the candlesticks, right? We have these candlesticks. Let me zoom in on the one. So we have these candlesticks. This market is going down for now, and then we have this blue line. This blue line on Akiona, the moving average. So this moving average oku kenza mwana ke 50 EMA. 50 EMA symbolizing hore ke moving average onkang the average of the closing price tsa the last 50 candlesticks. So line ena the more in ya tlase, it is because all the time ha ntse grade e dula ntseng ka average 50 candlesticks, 50 candlesticks, 50 candlesticks, and then it be in the line. So I chose here 50, well, because I like it, but oka set the moving average o batlang. You can set the moving average to take average closing price, yeah, the last 20 candlesticks. So the more we get on the period, ke the more moving average o tla bona o ba holenyana the market, and usually moving average o holenyana in terms of period, like 50 EMA, 100 EMA, 200, o tlo fumana hore o ba a little bit more accurate in terms of ho bontsha information eo tla bo o utlwa o e batla. So why do we now talk about using a moving average in the charts? Well, this moving average, well, we should always, like I said in my videos, I don't want to focus more on how this thing it is calculated. Yes, I can touch on that, like Honajin is saying, the moving average. If it's a 50 EMA, it means it is taking the average of the closing price. So the last 50 candlesticks, and if it's like the display in a line or in a curve, as you can see this blue curve. Ne? But highly handle the main objective of this moving average ke ho offer this line in a way where perhaps you can be able to identify the trend of the market. Ne? So generally, moving average wa how if a moving average or a little bit further, like not the close ones, like 8 EMA, 10 EMA, tse di haufinyana di tlo ntse di bontsha like changing trends ka pele ka pele. But if you want to see the overall trending ka nakonyana, you go for moving average tse hodimo, 50 EMA, 100 EMA, 200 EMA, 150 EMA, longer period moving average. O tla bona line eno e tla ba a little bit further from the candlesticks. Now let us demonstrate that. Like you want to have this line which is just the 50 EMA. Let me put in another EMA. So on this TradingView platform, we'll click on the indicator bar, and then you search for moving average. So I click. After clicking it, as you can see, another line mono a little bit blue. So you can change the settings to make it another color. For this, get a black and input. Now this is the length. Yeah, and it's now, but the average closing price. Yeah, candlesticky. So I will choose the average closing price of 100 candlesticks and I click OK. So as you can see, it's the 50 EMA, which is blue, with the 100 EMA, which is now black. And this 100 EMA, if we can look at let me point to Monan. Wabona, we have the 50 EMA below 100 EMA, but it is because the 100 EMA is taking longer time to give you the average price, and it react a bit slower than the 50 EMA because you're not about 100 candlesticks to make a curve. Yes, so as you can see, 50 EMA will be reacting a bit faster and closer to the market, while 100 EMA it will be a bit further. Similarly, 200 EMA it look like a but this moving averages, they're going to help us identify the trend. So how moving average uleka hodima the candlestick, right? We have this candlestick they are down, and the moving average is in a it is because trend at the market kanakwe in class, it's a downtrend, the downtrend in class, as you can see. Now when the market o yang hodimo now in an uptrend, o tlo bona the moving average o ya kae, o ba ka tlasa the market. Let me scroll back to show you exactly. Right here, at this point in an M1. See from here, this is where the market ela shifter. Mona ke wa bona ono sena direction but from here e belona yang hodimo. That's where we saw the 50 EMA and 100 EMA se di ba ka tlasa the market structure and the candlesticks go ya hodimo overall e be le hore now se di ka tlase. You see ho fihlella eba ke tseng di ka tlase, but when you got to this point in M1 right here in no, not here, but one in this moving averages are now crossing over the batla ho ya ka hodimo ne market e bo so tlotla o ya tlase, but instead moving average di la khutlela ka tlase hape until di se di etsa crossover again. So this is why sometimes traders will lose because of the inaccuracy ka nako nngwe tse moving average di provider, because I'm about to get to re sebedisa moving average jwang. So but mona, as you can see at this point right here, this moving average lets a crossover, and from there the market ya class until current price, which is here. Market not lose the down here. See, so moving average traders are people be long hore ba tlotla ba emela moving average. Okay, if they get into the market, moving average santsane e le ka tlasa the market, they are going to know hore ha ba trader the position tsa bona e tlameha ba etse di buy because the moving average is below. Kore ha ba sheba market structure, support, resistance, tso kaofela tlameha hore conclusion tsa bona at the end of the day ba nke di buy trades haholo ho feta di sell trades, because we have moving average only below the market structure. And by the time you moving average will cross over like here, it will be below ya tlase. By the time also tlase ba bona okay, now this moving average is crosses over. Now it's time for a new trend, as no longer have to be looking for the buy trades, but instead get like sell trades. And as you can see, it like be but how they don't really wait for okay, the moving average has been easily below the market or easily above the market structure. They're waiting for the crossover. They trade the crossovers. Okay, so however, this moving average in nkile nako ele ntse ya hodimo ne or ntse ya tlase. Let us scroll back and see if we can see trending yana emorao. Yes, here we go. So but okay, market is alone very dominant trending itseng ne. Let us take from here more. So by the time you are now all right, now this market in its hodimo from the previous trend in its hodimo yeah ba high fihla ya class by the time it's on crossover hi neighbor it's hodimo ne. I don't want to scroll back again, but let us see now this market in fact at class and then it's a crossover at this point. By the time the market will cross over to the other side, another trader would like saying also in the crossover, the 50 EMA and the 200 in the crossover. Therefore I am going to execute the trades based on that, and adula in that position until maybe another crossover ne? Or until another close and satisfied. So if you hands the market until we get to this point mona, whereby this candlesticks are like a crossover, because mona there was no crossover because moving average no le hodimo wa no le ka hodimo ona, you see. So ha eso atamelana, but ha ntse re tsamaya nako e re fihlang to this point e crosser over una na o fihla o tla o feta right through this one. So it's a crossover right there, and then Ibusakena with a buy trade, and it was going to work out this time, as you can see, and it was going to be a very big win, as you can see. And Hafishamo, look, it's happening again at this point. Monan, the market is crossing over again. The moving averages, they're crossing over again, and that trader could have taken sell trades asare. Now that it's building up the moving average did a little bit further apart from each other. Now that they are crossing over, I am taking my sell trades, and lemon it could have worked as well for now. As you can see, it could have worked as well until the next crossover happens. Natlabanza holding their sell trades until it happens. Maybe high monana, and maybe I can with a buy trade, but not loser because mona market waka wire to one direction predominantly, and then crossover hala right here, as you can see, and ibona buy, and this time around in it very much until to this point mona mo crossover halang happen, and then not ka sell and lose this trade because the market left is a crossover, but hodimo hape, and we have another crossover here. Maybe not like win this one. Yes, maybe this one by a very big win until current price so natla hold delay that position based on crossover it's mono today nanza to hold, and as you can see the market unto at last over and over and over. So another crossover. So this moving averages, it is only because ke 50 and 100. You can choose so when the battle based on or battle the crossovers how often, but how ka like 50 and 100 di ka kgona ho fa nakonyana e telele ntse di setse di crossover go se ke tsa o fa di signal tse inaccurate tse ngata, like o fumane crossover mona le mona hape. So how o kgetha the short term moving average o tlo fumana hore tsona di crossover so many times ka nako e kgutshwane o ka fumana ntso nka trade tse ngata and losing many of them. But how nka di longer term moving average like 200 EMA 150 tseno o tlo fumana di kgona ho fa crossover ka mora nakonyana, and that crossover e tlang ka mora nako e telelenyana, it is more trustable than tse ntse di tla often. So di sebetsa tjena the moving average. And now we have the third type of traders ba sebedisang the moving average ne. And this type of traders bona ba ka sebedisa o le mong fela, like a longer term moving average. So hona tjena ke tlositse one o blue is the 50 EMA, ke sile the 100 EMA. Now re ne re kene topic ya support and resistance, which I told you it is one of the most important topics of the indicators and all. So other types of traders, but say the moving average as dynamic support and resistance, because ba hala ene ntse tsamaya taking its average prices jolo. Ha sheba na ntse thula ka in the market, sometimes e fetwa support and resistance ne. So o tla ba sheba in the market hore okay, this moving average ntso tsamaya ne. As you can see mona re na le right here, let me do this. Re na le mona a bona this moving average ono le in a like, let me do this, only in a downward direction, right? So ha ntso tsamaya downwards, so ntso etsa those highs and lows, like have them here ntso di etsa. But how ka sheba, we have this moving average ntso fihla pela mona mo market reng ha o fihla o bo khutla o fihla ke wa bona wa nyolo, down up down up down up down up down, higher highs and higher lows. But how ka sheba, we have this moving average ko ntso thula ona mona hodimo mona acting as resistance, wa bona ko no now it is acting as resistance hodimo mono. So if you scroll further up, o tlo fumana still does the same thing. O tlo fumana hangata e entse e fetohile the dynamic support and dynamic resistance. So that's how traders use it. Let us look at here. I go about lines of crossover for the crossover moving average traders. And then obo fihla market ya hodimo, and let's say no sanka your trade ne, you're waiting for the market to at least come back to the moving average, or your buy trade, because we have an uptrend between down here and where hodimo. So as you can see now, this market how le hodimo mona ne, how le hodimo mona na, we see it going up, right? And yeah, tlase, but how fihla moving average handle, and then go fihla mona. By the time it gets to this level, just look at hore na moving average o actile as support, like in a very beautiful manner, like right here it acted as support, like very beautifully it acted as support more, as you can see. And now go market to hit and this support in the moving average, it says like a trend line. You could have taken your trade right there and won another market. Similarly, right here, like down more. See the market o create resistance, not resistance but support. See, o create support down there, and we go back again. But since the market is not it's not a very simple place. Motho di ding very simple. Sometimes it la ga market to fihla pela the moving average ka fumana o floor break at the support and all in all. So but nonetheless, these indicators like the moving average, they are still worth go di sebedisa because di kgona go fa di confirmations tsa go o nke trade. Like for example, o tla bo shebile okay, ke batla gore in before I take a trade, ke shebe the trend of the market. Is this market going up or is this market going down? And if o bona ntse ya down, you are saying okay, now I want to take sell trades. So if I want to take sell trades, where is my moving average? Moving average at the moment now closer to the market because however only closer to the market, maybe o batla o cross over to the other side and start an uptrend. But if that's not the case, then I'm going to use the moving average to gore nako e market o fihlang pela ting, and then ebe ke sheba candlestick pattern. Like for example, if we zoom in right here more moving average o fihleng, look at that candlestick pattern. We have an inverted hammer or remember I said the names are not important, but as long as one is a rejection candlestick, meaning the candlestick is not like momentum like the previous one. If you have a small body and a very large wick, which symbolizes rejection to the other side. So if you look at this candlestick high filter to this moving average now, just look at it. See, like candlestick here, no, it shows rejection. Market will lie demo, right? And on also about we're in a downtrend, so we are not looking to buy this market but to sell this market. How we see a candlestick in a rejection hand on the moving average, and we see another red one is now momentum. After that red one, we now see a red one in a little bit higher momentum and body, which is this one. Inner it has a bigger body, and after that we say okay, now the moving average we act as dynamic resistance, and this market is going down, and yes indeed, or like at the lower class, you see. So we use that in order to guide ourselves. So that is it for today. We're talking about the moving average as the first indicator among other indicators. But like I said, I only cover the things tailoring in my trading journey. I have found them to be okay, and actually use them every day. So I will not cover every indicator thing. There are so many of them, but today this is the first one we're going to cover and how to use it in the markets and all. So on the next one we will talk about another indicator, but ke moving average because for me moving average is the most reliable indicator. Indicator but it will be up to you to decide now we're not at which moving average, not which moving average, but which indicator, because we have so many of them. Before I close the video, let me just show you indicators the thing at the run, right? We have so many of them. This is the indicator panel. We have accumulation, distribution, advanced line, decline line. See, so many of them. Thing at awesome oscillator, Bollinger Bands, so many names for so many. Like we wouldn't finish if so many of them, and I have tested quite a few of them, and I think for me, so I love them. They're this ones, the star. So this trading platform you choose, you can put a star next to them so that how access into those search on that long list, but so for me, I personally prefer the moving average and moving average convergence and divergence, MACD in short, and I prefer the QQE mod, SSL hybrid, and the stochastic momentum index, of which on the next videos in the most simple way as possible. But le ha ra tsona tse ehlile ke bone nthusa haholo
go bona the trend, because o tlameha o dule o kgona ho identify the trend of the market le hore na e strong ha kae. It is the moving average, exponential moving average, ke yona haholo e nthusang, because tsena tse ding o tla thola hore ntse di fa information e ngata e ngata within a short time, but the moving average ona ehlile o kgona hore o fe information as simple as possible ka line eno e tla be ntse ke support and resistance, ebile o bona hore e ntse sa o fe information nako ena kaofela. It's giving you a crossover hwane le hwane, and you can take your trades based on hore na is it crossing over to the downside or to the upside, which, like we have said, it indicates hore na market o in a trendy thing. If the moving average is above the market, then it's a downtrend. If the moving average, like here, it is below the market, then this is an uptrend until it crosses over to the other side and continues going down. So thank you for being in the video, and re tla bua about another indicator on the next one.